All right, all right, all right. It looks like we have about a 6-second delay, which is pretty average. We'll give it a moment for folks to come in. Hello, hello. Hi, Skittles. Thanks for coming. We're going to peel all this off and put on some fresh nails. Might be a long one, so if you have to come and go, that's totally fine. I appreciate you coming. I am feeling very much better. Still waiting for my vision to finish healing, but for the most part, it's pretty good. It doesn't hurt or anything anymore. Probably going to have swelling about the middle for the next couple of months just because that's how it is. But overall, I am good. I eat normal food and I don't have pain, so much better. Thank you. Yeah. I guess without further delay, yes, these are so cute. Let's see here. I made me a full blingy bunny nail, and then I like these little bunny decals because they're kind of crazy looking bunnies. I've got one over here too. But we got to take them off. And this is just plain because I've been working on stitching. I got to get back to it. But over the weekend, I accidentally peeled this one up, and so I had to glue it back down. It hurt. Yes, the evil bunny is totally the vibe. I'm going to do some more later with these evil bunnies. But let's peel all this paint off so that we can see, because we're going to have to file these down. Being as they're polygel, they don't soak off. So we'll just make them thin. Da. And then I haven't decided what shape and length we're going to put on, so I figured I would take opinions. I'm negotiable. I like lots of shapes and lengths, usually between medium and long, and I guess depending on the vibe, I sometimes do an extra long. This one, I used my drill and made a little divot into my polygel because this bunny rhinestone is not flat back. So I made it to where it would sit down in it better. That way it wouldn't be as big of a chunk, and that made it more smooth. So I didn't get snagged on stuff. That's one of the benefits of a thick oil polygel nail. Yes, I'm glad you're liking it. And that's exactly why I can do this, is because of that peel off. So easy. So handy. I first started doing it and I would only do it occasionally when I was like, I'm going to really like these. I'm going to want to be able to take this off and keep them. But now I do it on every single one because I'm going to be changing my nails and I don't want to change my structure. I used to try and just acetone wipe the paint off, but it would slowly deteriorate the nail itself. So it really wasn't a better option. As much as you like to think it won't, even when it's a polygel nail, it does. It deteriorates it all around the edges. Hey, Alicia. Welcome. If you're doing the peel off underneath the extension, I have no idea how to make it last longer. That's why I don't do it, because I can't. I think we use our hands too roughly, and it just doesn't work. Now, when you do it on top, it can. Sometimes mine will fly off, but most of the time they don't. I think it helps if you don't wrap the peel off method around the edges, but do wrap your top coat around the edges so that it does have a little bit of a bond, and you can always buff that off before you do the peel. I don't go out of my way to make sure that it's on there, but I don't know, maybe I've just gotten used to it. but they usually will last at least a few days until I'm ready to start peeling them off. But there are occasions that I look down and there's just no paint on a nail and I'm like, where did that even go? I find them in really funny places sometimes. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Gizmo. Hi, Phoenix. Cola. In your sleep, yeah. I lose them sometimes in my car or like in my clothes, especially if you're putting on something tight and you might be like pulling it up. It'll just be in there. Sometimes I never find them. It's just, No worries, Victoria. Glad you can make it. We're just lopping off these fingernails. I really like these. They're such a cute shape, but they've grown out enough. It's time to start them over. And I actually do have this shape in Gel X extensions. Where did that piece go? I hate when I lose those. Aha. I took quite a bit of that one, so it took some of my natural nail with it, but that's okay because I'll have to file it anyway. Now these box ones, I don't have a pre-made nail tip for those, unfortunately. If I could get that, that would be great. Goodness, that one just went on the floor somewhere. You can't see it. It's invisible. Oh, well, I'll find it later, I guess. Look, there's a little piece of fingernail. Ah, there we go. Hi, Kels. Thanks for coming. Ooh, goodness, this one's a thickie. I have to chop it like this. Urgh. Oh, I just broke it. I knew it. Dang it. So that's one of the problems with cutting polygel nails. Sometimes they're too thick and you destroy these things. Pretty sure I have another one in my drawer. Hang on. Let's see here. Well, I thought I had another one of those, but I don't know where. So I guess we'll be filing that. Okay. I had almost all of them chopped down. But yeah, give it an experiment. See if wrapping it helps it stay on a little longer. I think it might. I don't know why it wouldn't. Let's see here. You use your cuticle nippers? Yeah, I have these. That's probably something I could do. Let me actually give that a go. Yes, please do hit the like button. I appreciate it. Ah! It's so violent. I got these to remove charms, but now I peel them all off, so I don't really have to do that. Ugh, they don't. Both of those have flown to God knows where. I'll find them at some point, I'm sure. Lots of plane trips and boats. Where have you been going, Victoria? Yes, I love being able to save the nails. I know before I started doing that, I was like, what would be the point? Why are we doing this? That's weird, but now I get it. They're so pretty. And then you can always do a let me pull one out and recreate or be inspired by situation. Hi, Chetta. Thanks for coming. Yeah, these parts are just somewhere. Let me flip this around. All right. See about thinning these down. Now the goal here is just to file these super thin and then keep the rest. We don't have to remove everything. I'll get the rest of that with a hand file because I can't tell how much is left and I don't want to file my nail. It's going to be harder when I get to the other side because I'm not left-handed, but I'm trying to be very careful. Let's see here. I got to stop and check the chat every once in a while. Spain, Turkey, Alicante, Malaga, Hungary, Benidorm. I know some of those. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Those water-based paints would work well for animals. And they have animal paint out there too. Oh, you have the grandson here? That's lovely. Hi, Joel. Thank you. How is it bathing a lizard? Are they fans? I think they must be. All right, thanks for coming by, Victoria. Appreciate you. This one's all kind of snaggly. Sorry, I'm not very chatty because I'm just trying to be really close to my nail so I can look at it and try not to mess myself up. All right, I think that's pretty good for that hand. Let's dust this off. Yeah, and then I'll get the rest of that with a hand file or a sanding band. Ugh, let me catch up on chat. Sometimes she likes the bath. Thanks, nail stamping art nurse. Thanks for coming by. You know, I have dust collectors, but they are so noisy. I don't like to do them when I'm on a stream. They're obnoxious. Thank you, Alicia. You get them. You know, I don't know if I have strong opinions on ceramic versus metal with hurting more, but I think the ceramic ones take longer to get hot. So I don't burn myself with them as quickly. But that's just, you know, that could all be in my head. I don't know. I try to keep them moving either way. I have to be extra careful on this hand because, again, I am not left-handed. I have to move much slower. I do know the higher the speed you're going, the easier it is because you don't have to put as much time into it. But that also increases the danger level. And I especially don't like to do that on my non-dominant hand. I gotta go slow over here. You guys, you know what's crazy? We're on this whole, road to 10K subscribers or whatever. I've been flip-flopping back and forth between the 1 subscriber for the longest, but then today I look and I've lost 4. And I'm like, okay, first of all, who hates me? Because, why would you unsubscribe? I have to assume it's got to be someone from forever ago who had no idea they were even subscribed to me until they started cleaning up subscriptions. But I'm like, can't y'all see I'm trying to do something here? Which, I mean, it doesn't matter if they're here or not, because obviously if they don't want to be subscribed, they're not going to want to win my giveaways, and that's fine. But, dang it, I'm trying to do something. I really need to give away all this stuff because it's a huge pile, and it's taking up space. And Savvyland just keeps giving me more stuff. And so, there's a bunch. Yeah, the YouTube game is crazy sometimes. And in the grand scheme of things, subscribers themselves don't really matter a whole lot. It's the watch hours that matter, and that's the hard part. I want people to subscribe who actually want to watch my videos. While I appreciate every subscription, it's more helpful if they actually like me. Alright. We've only got 2 nails left. We gotta do this. This is my least favorite part. But polygel doesn't soak off, so we're just gonna do the best we can and then build on top. But I did want to get you guys' opinions about what length and shapes I could go for. I have lots of options, so let me know what y'all think would be fun. More than likely, I have it. But I don't do less than medium, and I don't do longer than extra long because I can't type beyond that. Yeah, that's the one that I had glued down, and look at it, flung up. That one hurt like hell when it peeled up. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for coming. Did I miss anybody else? Long stilettos. I love long stilettos. Hi, Lakes. Welcome. Duck nails. Girl! Duck nails are, they're a thing. I like a good amount of nail estate, but not enough to do duck nails. That's how I ended up getting longer and longer nails, though, is just wanting more and more space for art. And that's really the biggest drawback to stilettos, is because it gets skinny at the end. It makes it kind of limited, especially on wide bottom designs. But any design can be adapted. So I don't mind. I love a pointy nail. And I've got two hands, and they don't have to match because they never do. So it's not like we have to pick one and that's just it. We can have two. All right. Let's see here. Boy, let's pretend for a second duck nails are cute, but then they bang into each other because they're, flary. I'm like, ugh. I had to do them one time because that's what the mystery nail art cards gods gave me, and after that I took that card out of the deck. I'm like, y'all not gonna do this to me. All right, let me put this away and swap out for a sanding band. I need to change the band. This one's old as hell. There we go. Hi, Lily. What is this name? Nabil. We're going to call you Nab. Hello, Nab. Long, round almond. The naturally shapes are not my favorite ones. I never really do them. I like the fun ones, but stilettos and coffins are my favorite, so I typically do those the most, but I try to do more interesting shapes sometimes just for fun. All right, let's see here about gently thinning this out a little more. Oh, no problem, Kels. Thank you for coming. No problem at all. If anybody needs to go at any point, because this is probably going to be a long one since we're doing all this removal and then putting more on. I just appreciate you coming by and showing support. Yeah. Look, go ahead and skint my finger a little bit. Great. These are going to need some severe shaping help because the ends of them look crazy. And a lot of them have like the gel underneath from the bottom of that dual form. If anybody is new here, though, definitely do consider subscribing. I do fun stuff sometimes. I have a video every weekend, and I try to do a live stream every weekend, though the time and day may vary. And we do have a huge giveaway coming up with all kinds of cool nail loot. If we can ever get to 10,000, of course. All right, let's flip this around. Am I in the camera? I hope so. Is it all blurry? Probably. Yeah, the drill is a dangerous weapon. I rarely ever have to use it except when I need to clean up cuticles of like a polygel or something, or when I am trying to just bulk remove. But mostly I'll just do a hand file because it is easier. There we go. I think that's all the drilling that we need to do. I've got so much dust everywhere. All right, let's use this. This part really grosses me out. There's something about the feeling of filing my nails that makes my skin crawl and my teeth float. I've never liked filing. It's disgusting. So I try to go just one direction. It's less awful. But, ugh. Are any of y'all grossed out by the nail filing feeling? Yeah? Not entirely. Some people, they like it. And like, I know some YouTubers, like they'll make their videos and leave the filing in with the sound because people say that they like to, you know, hear it. And I'm like, why would you like that? Like, I hate it. But, you know, I guess. I do know that I like to leave a little bit of length before I add my new extensions because it keeps the gel from squeezing like right up in there, which is the hardest place to clean it out. Yeah. I think when you're doing pedicures, it's better because you can get into those hard to reach areas. Toenails can be really weird. I don't do my own feet. I usually go to the salon for that because I can't reach as well. I can't see what I'm doing. I can't get all down there, but in between, sometimes I do have to do a little bit of maintenance because they just get crazy. Oh yeah, that's a lesson, to switch and go both ways. And it's some, I think, to do with like laziness, really. Like you're like, why would I need to switch it when I can just get it done going one direction? But it's harder when you're going against it, and you often make it jump and then you'll hit yourself in the skin. I am real bad about that also. Like, let me not lie to myself and pretend that I don't need to go both directions. No problem, Melissa. Thank you so much for coming. Short nails are hard to file. Got to get in these little side bits. But I like to definitely get these because they'll stick out underneath my extension if I don't. And that's not the look. Luckily, I only have to do this every couple of weeks. And by couple, I mean like every month. Sometimes less. I will delay doing a full extension replacement as long as I can because it's just a lot of work. And oftentimes you can just keep doing fills until they just start peeling up, and then you're kind of in a bind there and you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, we're getting real close, guys, and then we'll get to put on nails. That's the fun part. Okay. Got all the filing. Now I'm going to just give everything a once over with this buffer to try and get it a little bit uniform. Okay. Oh. What are we doing here? Nobody's asking you to rotate. Pardon me, this stupid camera is like, hey, you're trying to rotate this and orientation is locked. I don't remember telling you to rotate there. Good Lord. Hey, Jess. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. You be pretzeling, huh? Yeah, I go and get mine done at the salon, but I'm really bad about doing it in a timely fashion, so it may be 2 or 3 months in between actually showing up. So by the time I go there, I look like I don't get pedicures. Okay, let me clean this up. If y'all don't have a little desk vacuum, I recommend getting one. Okay, I'm going to go throw this away and wash my hands, and then I will be right back and we'll get some applications going. All right, we've got fresh nails. They got a little bit of a snaggly bits. Let me see if I can't do something about that. Now, we've got to make some decisions. Now, both hands need to be the same length. They don't need to be the same shape, but they need to be the same length. Otherwise, I have a limp. So, between long and medium, and if we're real crazy, sorry, it just keeps wanting to tip over because of the way I got it mounted for some reason. You have nubs, blah, 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 blah. I need to get me a foot doctor. How do you get one of those? My little vacuum. Yes. So between long and medium, what should we do? Long nails or medium nails? We're going to start by doing some of these. Break a foot? Nah, I don't know if that's worth it. That seems like a high price to pay. Ugh, goodness gracious. Control yourself, girl. It's not so bad after the first 2 times. Oh, just get used to it. Gosh. I don't know. I sure do like to wear heels. I feel like that might make that difficult. What do you think? So long nails or medium nails? Look. There's just fuzz from my cotton balls stuck all to this bottle. That's disgusting. That's the easiest way to break something. I don't want to break anything. That sounds like an awful plan. It happens though. Medium. I have medium options. Can't see, look now, that makes it not worth it. I like to wear heels. You got to be able to wear heels. My newest addiction involves heels. I need to be able to wear them. I can't do 2XLs because I have to be able to type, and I am incompetent to do so when they're that long. Under some circumstances, I can do extra longs, but then I end up cutting them down after a little bit. So it's not off the table. Like, extra long is on the table, but I have limited options in those. So I guess depending on the vote, we will definitely see about it. So medium, okay. Now when it comes to medium shapes, I have traditionals. I have, your regular medium stilettos and coffins and whatnot. I also have a very pinched medium coffin that's a pretty cool shape. I have squares. I just don't typically wear them because they're so wide, and once I get done painting and decorating my coffins, they look like squares anyway, and so I'm afraid if I put on a square, it's going to just end up in a duck nail. And that's not the look. I'm not doing duck nails. I hate duck nails. Though I have short ones and I have super long ones, but those are for like when I'm doing nail challenges. I'll do them on a stand. I'm not putting that on my hand. They're so unpleasant to me. This is base coat. Pardon me for not actually saying anything. Y'all know the steps of putting on nails. So we have two hands, so we can have two shapes. We can mix and match. We can do them the same, though I rarely do. I'm putting this in the lamp. You can't see it, but it's over here. They would bump into each other, exactly. You'd be trying to do this, and they just like... And I'm real bad at banging my hands into my hands. Like when I have super sharp nails on, I tend to poke holes in my other hand. What kind of shape should we go with that's not a duck nail? There's so much dust way over there on my mouse and stuff. I didn't even realize. I'm going to have to vacuum that up. Coffin. I love coffin. Should we do like a regular or a pinched coffin? Super pointy ones. I love super pointy nails. The problem is the shorter they get, the harder it is to make them pointy. I don't know how people make those tiny little vampire-y ones other than sculpting. Now, I've got some like dual forms for those little bitty cat claw things, and I'm wondering if that could be turned into one, but I'm just going to do full cover tips today. Like, I'm not sculpting. That seems like a lot. Regular coffins. Okay. Okay. What about the other hand? What should we do? I do have medium stilettos, which is really just a pointy almond. They are dangerous, but they're so pretty. The little ones are kind of weird looking because they're like, but the super long ones, that's how you make those eagle talons. They're real cute for looking at, not functional. Pinched coffins. I'll bring both and we'll look at them. Curing this other hand over here real quick. I love a tight C curve. I wish I could get more nails, more lengths with as tight of a C curve as I do for those. I also have pipe shape, which is pretty much, it's a Russian almond. I like that too. And it's what I had on this hand, except those I had made, but I have them in a full cover tip also. Ow! That alcohol kind of stings in some spots. Gotta get my sticky off. And then I'm gonna go grab these tips and I'll show you. Otherwise I'd come back and my nails will be hairy from anything I touch. Okay. I'll be right back. All right. I've got a little stack of nails here. These are all from eNail Couture because they make my favorite nails. But let me show you some things. So this is the Russian almond that he calls a pipe. It's like that at the end, which I think is pretty cool. Goodness. Please, just, there we go. Now you can see it. Just, so that's fun. That is a shape that I have. Now this is these pinched ones. So like they have a really great apex. I don't know why this thing's like getting dark and light. And then this, like, and I'll show you the difference between this and a regular coffin. Let me get them in the same size so there's a fair comparison. All right, so this is the regular coffin. And that's the curve on that one. Whereas this one is like this. And then these are the sculpted shape because I have deep C curves, so I have to have a high apex. You like the pinched one? Okay. So should we do one hand of each, or should we pick one of these and then do a different shape for the other hand? Hi, Karina. Welcome. You like the pinch one too? I do too. It's such a beautiful shape. Like, I wish I could get this shape, but in all the different lengths. But for some reason, only this one he has that tight of a C curve. I don't know why. I like them all. That's the thing. And I like to change them from time to time. So let's have a little look at the stilettos, because I brought the medium stilettos in here too. So this is how they compare. They're a little bit longer, but not crazy. And I can sharpen them a little bit, but like the more that you try and sharpen them, the more that it kind of brings the sides up, so you can only do so much. But I do love a sharp nail. Yeah. Okay, we'll do a pinched one on one hand. What should we do for the other? Should we do a stiletto, or should we do the regular coffin, or should we do the pipes? I wonder how long they are in comparison to these. Let's actually see. Because I feel like they're probably significantly longer. Oh yeah, no, that's too different. These would be more like a long length. So let's take those out of the running, because that would be weird. I would have to file those short as hell. Almond and stiletto are the same shape, except stilettos are pointier. I think that's a good idea. Let's do that. Pinched and stiletto. That's good. All right. Okay, so these are the coffins. Let's put them over here with these guys. Let's get some out. Okay. Now I am going to do this hand for the pinched coffins, because I'm dominant in this hand. And so this hand's the hand I'm probably going to stick in my eye, and I'll be less likely to mess myself up with the non-pointy ones on that hand. And that's going to be too big. Let's see here. Like, look at that. It's like a turtle shell. It's so cute. That one does go pretty all the way down. I just want to look at this again just because I'm obsessive. That one's got more space, but it's too big. All right, so we'll have that, and that's too big for that one. I haven't worn these in a while, so I don't even remember what my sizes are, but I'm pretty excited. Oh, that's too tight. Yeah, we'll do this one above it. Yeah. Be so cute. I'm going to try really hard to get them on straight. I am notorious for making crooked fingernails. These have a big old knot. I have to lop that off. Too tight on that one. for both. Yeah, why does that seem so huge? Not what the size is. Is it just giant, or is that one in the wrong size? I think that one might be in the wrong hole. Well, it says it's an 8, but am I tripping? It just seems so big. It is 9. Yeah, that one's better. Okay. Okay, that's those. Straight nails are overrated. Swatch it with me. Yes, let's do some swatching. Not right now, but okay, let's see here. Oh, that's not near big enough. I have to do the pinch and roll. So this is a thing I do because my curves, and then nails are often fat. I pinch and do like this little roll back and forth thing, kind of like you would do if you were rolling a joint. I've never rolled a joint, but this is how I understand it would work. And it just makes it more of a curve so that they go down better. I think I need to do it with a bigger one because it still has a little overhang. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's better. So that gets it all the way down on the side. If you just do a pinch, it creates like a line right here, and I don't try to do that. So that looks good. Let's put that back there. Yeah. You're welcome. That's a good one. I wonder if I can do this next one with a smaller size. I don't think so, but let's see. No. I've got all these little tactics that I like to do. I've developed over time. Yeah, that'll be good. And yeah. Okay. Now, there's another fun thing I like to do to thin out the cuticles because, you know, these is pretty thick. So I just take one of these and do this number around the edges, but not like too much. If you do it a ton, you'll take too much off and then it'll get all frayed. But this helps to make them thinner, so you get more of a flush connection. Yeah, I mean acetone. If you put them on and then you run acetone around the edges, it can, but it also runs the risk of causing it to lift up by deteriorating your product. And you can also like put them on and then file them with the little cuticle safety bit, but I'm so bad at that I usually just end up filing my cuticles. Look, I bent that one because it's already kind of thin. Go easy on it. And like, you don't have to do this. It's just that like, I like to shove them kind of up under the edges of my cuticles. Of course, it becomes obvious when it grows out. But for a time, they look nice. I'm going to have to dust them because that one's got dust all over it. And I'm going to try and wear these for at least the next few weeks. There's a chance that I'll get bored, especially if I'm trying to do like long nail designs, because these are mediums. Sometimes that happens, and I'll take them off because I want to put on something longer. But I really like this shape, and so I am definitely looking forward to wearing it. Okay. Those are all filed up. Let me just give them all a little dusty dust. Now we'll start putting them on. Scoot these over. Please, get the hell out the way. Let's see here. We'll do this one. Extreme Bond Nail Glue. This is another thing that I'm not all that great at, is estimating how much glue I actually... I always have way too much. All right, now I'm gonna try to make this straight, but the shorter it is, the harder that actually is, because you can't really see where it's pointing. When you turn it around, you can see that it kind of, but it looks okay from this direction, I think. That looks okay. It's most important to me that they're straight when I turn it around like this, because that's how I take photos. You know, I've thought about that, putting the glue on my nail and then putting the tip on it. I've never tried to do it that way. That one's hella crooked, but it's okay. You can tell, especially when you look down underneath here. Because, like, I don't know if I would do any better. It's like, because I'm trying to put it on there, would I end up then just like pushing it all down the sides, trying to squish the nail on? I don't know. It's not bad. They look okay, I think. I got a little bit of glue that came out up here, and that will have to be filed, but it's hard to do that when it's all up on the cuticle. It's all right, though. We'll get it cleaned up. Now, my thumb is flatter than all of my other fingers, so this is the one that I'm notorious for not getting enough. And so I'll have like a big-ass air bubble in it. Trying to get this thing straight-ish. Yeah, that looks straight. Okay. I'm going to stick all these in the big lamp. Lily, you might be onto something. I don't know. I just haven't tried it, but I've considered it. All right. Those are out. We'll get these other ones on, and then we'll get all of the filing for the shaping and stuff done. Ugh, stupid lamp. Look at that. I had a bunch of extra glue in that one. But it's fine. It'll be all right. Got a big old bubble of glue on that one. Ugh. Okay. I think they're mostly straight so far. Yeah. One more. Okay. All right, I'm going to stick this in the big lamp. No questions are ridiculous or dumb. They are right. Questions are how we learn. And if you're wondering, more than likely someone else is too. Okay. Everybody is cured. Now we just gotta clean up some spillage and some shaping issues. Get these little knobby bits. Just doing this here on these edges here just to make sure there's not any like glue spillage sticking out. I don't think there is on these because I did a better job on these than I did the other. But the other ones I'm going to have to really get in there. Now, there was this one. A little bit of glue up here at the top. This would be easier to clean up with the bit. But I don't want to get it out just to do that, so I'll just be careful. That feels all right. Okay, so yeah, like these now. These got some problems. Way too much glue spill. I like a pointy stiletto. There we go. Okay. And then for me, I like to just buff over all of my extensions. You don't have to because like it's gel, and so gel sticks to gel. But I like to, for smoothing of the surfaces. Ooh, I got a spot here. And especially around these edges so you don't get no snaggly bits. Ooh, designs. That's a good question. So I have a couple of nail challenges that I need to do for the month, but also I want to do something with this. And then I want to do something with this. Those I have to do, the like St. Patrick's Day ones, I have to do those right away because it's St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday. The rabbits can wait because those are for Easter, but I do want to do them just because they're so cute. I do have some more swatching to do. I have a pile of nail polish that recently came in right there, but those aren't exactly designs. That's just like getting swatches made. But other than that, I don't know in what order I'm going to do them because I like to do everything. You know I change my nails constantly. I have to look in my phone and see exactly which nail challenge collaborations type stuff I have left to do because, you know, we get new ones every month. Are you doing any collabs this month? All right, those all feel good. Here's the nails. I need to go wash my hands one more time, and then we'll be able to put top coat on these puppies. I think they look really good. Two chicken, girl, don't be scared. Collabs are so much fun because, like, there's not a expectation. Like, you don't have to do it the same way anybody else does, and it's not like a skill level situation. It's just like, here's a common themed idea, and now we just do something with it. And it's just a fun way to participate in an activity and just to see how everybody interprets the same thing differently. And so it's just a whole lot of fun. Don't be afraid. Don't be thinking that your skill level can't do it because you do beautiful nails. I've seen it. All right, I got those cleaned up. And then also, most collabs don't require that you make a video. It's just painting. And so you can do it at your leisure and then just post your photo. So that's also nice. Yeah, girl, go get something to eat. Let's get these top coated. Ugh, that one's getting a little bit of gel still up there. That's okay. Let me hold these upside down for a minute and then I'm going to cure those. Got to do the thumbs separately. Yeah, if there's a collab that you're interested in and you have, questions about what to do, definitely you can always ask, either hit me up or ask in the chat or whatever. We can throw out some ideas if you need some brainstorming. All right, let's do this thumb. Bear with me. Just curing my hands. That's okay. You don't have to do extensions because every design can be adapted for whatever shape and length you've got going. I just do extensions because I like to have the space for art. I used to do my natural nails, but they also grow kind of crazy. Like my ring fingers, they grow looking like jelly beans. And then when you break one off, it's terrible. I'm probably going to top coat the underside of these as well, just to help keep them clear and clean, especially because the glue is so abundant on some of these, and so that'll get stuff all stuck to it. But if I top coat under there, that'll help. The other side doesn't really need it because it's okay, but I might do it anyway just for similarity and the clarity. But I feel like these definitely are going to need it. Let me cure those real quick. That's a good point. You know, lifestyle matters. Whatever you're doing with your hand, you need nails that will allow you to do that. And I imagine that's probably a lot more difficult if you have long nails. Look, I have some lingering glitter from the polygel from before. It's fine. This nail, I've got like a little bubble that didn't fill all the way in. That's okay. All right, let's get this thumb. We're almost done. And I think we're making good time. It's been less than 2 hours. I know in a lot of cases it takes me a solid 3 hours to do 2 full hand changes. I'm going to get that little piece of glue there because I don't like it. It's bothering me. There we go. All right, let's do the undersides of these. All right, I'm going to cure those upside down. And then we'll go ahead and do this hand just for the clarity because they are a little foggy. And then that'll be it. On top of this is where I do my little peel off thing because the gel top coat makes it really easy for that peel off to go ahead and separate. You can do it straight on top of just the buff nail if you want to, but I think it stays longer if you do. Okay, those are out. I think they all look good. All right, and cure those. Man, it's windy out. How's the weather where you guys are? It was so nice here yesterday, and today it's just been all wind and all cold. I can hear it just blowing around my house. Snow? Doesn't the weather know that it's March? That's unacceptable. We've moved on from winter. All right, I think these are looking pretty good. What y'all think? I think it's time for some cuticle oil. I like this one. I have a bunch, but this one's delicious. And I am generous with it. I'll just rub it all over all my hands. Yeah. You didn't have any? That's good. I don't like being snowed on. We got I know it snowed at least one time for us. It was not a crazy amount, but it was enough. I don't think it snowed a second time, but it was plenty. I was good. I'm like, no, thank you. We're done here. All right. Okay. Well, that is that. Thank you, everybody, for coming and for hanging out with me and keeping me company and helping me pick nail shapes. I think these have come out super, super cute. I'll decorate them later. I think I need to eat some dinner myself. But definitely, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and do so. I appreciate your support and I appreciate you being here for me. And definitely hit the like button if you haven't had a chance to do that yet either. The algorithm thanks you, and so do I. Thank you, guys. I will see you later. Bye.